Hey, welcome back. Today I wanted to talk about a concept called follow your vision. It's a law of attraction technique that will allow you to indeed attract the things you need in order for you to manifest or achieve a certain particular vision that you hold within your consciousness. So throughout this video I wanted to touch upon what it actually means and how to go about it, and hopefully it helps you decide for yourself whether you're already doing this or whether it's something you could indeed benefit from as you start doing it starting today. So first of all, we're going to have to ask ourselves a question. What does it mean to have a vision? Do you know what it means to have a vision? You know, throughout lifetime, as I was growing up, you hear a lot of talks about we need a vision. We have this vision that we want to achieve. A company or CEOs might say, we have this vision for this company and that's what we're working upon. As you're growing up, you can hear these things. Well, as an adult, you can hear this stuff as well all the time around you. But the question that you need to ask yourself is, what does it mean to have a vision for my own life? Because then you're no longer just observing others talk about this power, but you're taking it into your own hands. So what does it mean to have a vision? Well, to me personally, that means having a clear idea, a clear image, you could say, in your consciousness of what is desired, of what you actually would like to achieve in your life. Now, this picture, this image, this vision, it doesn't have to be something you see just as clearly as you see time, space, reality right now when your eyes are open. It is mostly about having a clear mental idea of what you want for a certain area of your life. So I could say, if I start out with YouTube, I want 1,000 subscribers, but I don't have them. Well, in that moment, exactly right then and there, that's a vision. That is essentially an idea that I'm comprehending within my consciousness, but it's not visible to my physical eyes yet. But yet I can sense it, I can be aware of it inside my consciousness, so it becomes a vision of what is desired. That is what it means to have a vision, in my opinion, is to have a clear idea of what you want instead of what you currently perceive in your physical life. So do you have a clear vision, a clear idea of how you want to improve something in your life? There are certain areas you want to improve. Do you have a clear idea of what that improvement would be all about? Because in that moment, as you contemplate it more and more, you're establishing a vision for yourself for that particular area. Now, there's another thing that you need to be aware of, and that is, are you mentally aware of your vision, or are you spending more time on being aware of your current circumstances? It's a very good question to ask yourself every single day. Because what you're going to find out is that it's so easy to be mostly aware of your current circumstances and forget all about your vision. You see, the circumstances of your life are constantly impressing themselves upon your consciousness through the five senses, whereas the vision is something that you experience inwardly through the power of your imagination. So even though your circumstances may not be the way you want them to be, you can still, through your imagination, focus the mind on what is wanted, what is desired, instead of the thing that you perceive physically currently in your life. This is how you outgrow current circumstances in your life. It's always by having a bigger, better idea about what you would want instead. This is really the trick, because most people simply get stuck in the fact that they're not where they want to be, and then they don't build the vision of how they would like things to be. But by having a vision, you actually are creating a roadmap, you could say, inside your consciousness of what needs to be done, of how you should fulfill your time, how you should spend your time, your days, what you should be involved in. It all becomes tied to that vision. It all is explained and revealed according to your own vision. So you can be mentally aware throughout your day of your current circumstances, which most people are, and even I am to a certain extent. It always happens due to the senses themselves, because we're constantly aware, we're constantly confronted by the physical world. But I also have the opportunity and choice to mentally focus myself still on where I would like to be. And then I keep that in the forefront of my mind, regardless of my current circumstances, so it keeps motivating me and inspiring me. What does it mean to follow your vision then? Well, it means to do as the vision dictates you should do something. So this is very fascinating because I have experimented with this a couple years ago when I first started taking sobriety serious. I didn't get any particular help through rehab, for example, from a psychologist or a doctor. I did it all on my own at first for a couple of months, and what I found out was that even for something like sobriety in my case, I could build a vision of being a sober person. I could see inside my mind's eye what it would be like if I were sober, how I would be spending my time. So I would consciously be aware, well, instead of spending my time, for example, in the evening hours drinking alcohol, through the vision I saw myself going for a walk or doing something else with my time other than drinking. Then I discovered if I then follow this vision, if I do exactly as it dictates what I should do, well, then I'm a sober person and I'm living in a life of sobriety. And I did that for a couple months in a row and it really worked. Back then, I would also suggest people, this was before I even had this channel, but I would suggest to some people here and there that I think that's one of the most powerful tricks that you can use is to understand that you can build a vision and then actually follow it, obey it, do exactly as it tells you what to do. So the vision shows you exactly, in my case, what I needed to do to live sober, and then I did it. I obeyed it. I did it every day. I was consciously aware of what I mentally saw that I should do or what my dream or goal would be about, and then I acted accordingly. That's what it means to follow your vision. Are you following your own vision? Are you doing what your own vision inspires you to do? Because there's a trick here, or I should actually say there's a trap. The trick is to follow the vision, but the trap is that you are aware of it, but then you're not doing it. Then you're confronted by this gap between knowing and doing, where there's knowledge of what needs to be done, but you're physically not really doing it yet. Because perhaps of lack of trust and faith that this really will work, that this really will benefit you. But it's only through experience you discover, yes, this works and it can benefit you, just with a goal of sobriety, for example, but it can also work for any other goal. With YouTube, for example, have the vision of 1,000 subscribers. Well, that means I'm involved in making videos. So then I think up video ideas and then I execute these ideas because I'm following, again, my vision of something that wasn't physically there yet. But I knew I wanted it and I knew what I needed to do in order to manifest it. It's going to be the same for you. The more you trust in your own vision, the more clear it becomes what you actually should be involved in, physically speaking, in order to achieve that dream. It's absolutely powerful and beautiful once you understand that you truly wield this power inside of your consciousness. Now, what does it mean to be aware of present circumstances? There's a simple little question here to answer for you. Hopefully provide you some more insights on what's going on inside your own consciousness, perhaps throughout most of your days. What does it mean to be aware of present circumstances? Well, it simply means that your consciousness is mostly filled with how things are, and you're mostly spending your time complaining about how things are, feeling bad about how things are, feeling sorry for yourself, regretting things, all this stuff that is currently physically in sight for your senses. Well, they're dragging you down. That is what it means to be aware of your present circumstances. It means to have your mind occupied with how things are instead of how you want things to be. Really think about it. That's where most people live. I mean, regularly, still to this day, I sometimes have people send me messages, and I know this is because your mind is completely obsessed with how things are instead of how you want things to be. But if you go back to your vision and focus upon it, you'll figure out new ways and better ways and how to go about it and how to actually achieve it. It may be in a different way than you were expecting, but that is how it goes most of the time. You have a choice here on the matter again. Focus upon how things are or focus on how you want things to be, and as you do so, things that are now the way they are can change around into what you want them to be. This is really the awareness you need to develop. The knowledge, the insight that this works. This can work. It works for most people, and it can work for you if you do it consciously. Now, can you grasp that you have a choice on the matter? Because if you don't understand that you have a choice on the matter, well, you're going to have to depend on whether you are in the habit of using a vision or whether you're in the habit, like most people, of allowing current circumstances to control your mind. And if current circumstances control the mind, you will never feel great. You will never be able to really achieve what you want because you can only see and entertain what's here right now in front of you. Then we're not saying you shouldn't enjoy what's right here in front of you. You should. You should enjoy your physical life just the way it is. And then improve it as well, the way you want it. And the way to improve something is by having a vision. And it's up to you. It's your choice whether you first want to build a clear vision, therefore a clear idea of what is wanted, and then to actually obey it. To have the discipline to follow that vision. That is your choice. You can wake up every single day, either follow your vision or follow the current circumstances and stay stuck, or at least perpetuate the same problems and limitations of your life. So the more we realize that we have a choice, the more we're going to have to make that choice consciously and work with it for ourselves and experiment with it. Perhaps first at a little small scale in our lives with little goals, and then over time we learn to do it with bigger and greater goals, because the process remains the same. You could have a vision for better clothes. I know, it's very simple. You have an idea, an image in your mind of what kind of clothes you would like to have, and then you go look for it, and then you buy it, for example, and then bam, the vision is achieved. It manifests itself. I know it's a simple example, but this is how it all goes with every little thing in your life. Now try to comprehend that you can do it with the bigger things in your life as well. I want to have a more fulfilling career. Okay, I'm going to build the vision of what that career will be all about for me. And then as I become clear on that, I now have something that I can follow, that I can obey, that I can dedicate my time to. I'm going to live in the manner as this vision suggests I should live. And I'm going to start small if I have to, but I'm going to take action upon this vision, and lo and behold, my physical life starts to change around. It starts to improve due to that vision that I'm following. Yes, that is the power you wield. Now make use of it. And that's all I had to share for now through this presentation, because I know it's something you'll have to contemplate for yourself in order to get the most out of it. Now, if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing to receive inspirational videos on a regular basis. You can also receive coaching for $2 a month by joining my channel. And with that being said, dear viewer, never forget that we are the dreamers.